Guys, stop posting your average customer spend on your website. Do you know this? This is one of the fastest ways to lose potential customers. Before, by the way, they've even had a deep dive onto your website. Well, it's this, believe it or not. It's telling them how much your average client spends. Or even worse, a double whammy. Posting your full price list right on your website at the same time, which was the video I did last time. And I know that that might sound a little bit backwards because transparency obviously feels like the right thing to do. Am I right? And I sort of agree with it, but if you do it at the wrong stage of your customer's journey, you could be shooting yourself right in the foot. Now, today in this video, I'm going to break down exactly why posting numbers like, I guess, average spend up front on your website will kill the conversations that you could potentially have with your customers, and I'm going to tell you what to do instead, so stick around. Now, if we haven't met, my name's Kenny Martin. I'm a specialist photographic studio success mentor, and over the past 35 years I've been training photographers all over the world, including in Japan, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Germany, Sweden, Spain, France, Ireland and many more countries. And for the last 15 years I've been working as a one-to-one coach with portrait studios, creating sustained and spectacular successes, and by the way, in some cases changing the lives of the studio owners. Now, before I kick off today, I got a couple of messages about my last video, and it was about regarding putting your prices on your website, and it was noticed that I actually have prices on mine. In fact, both my location portrait and my noir portrait websites both have prices on there. Now, I just want to say that there is a very good reason for this. Now, my full-time job is mentoring, coaching, training, whatever you want to call it, right? And my portrait sites are simply to keep my hand in. And they are shot exclusively in the client's own homes or locations. And sometimes I will spend a day with my clients. You know, mostly I will spend with my noir sessions, say, between 3 and 4 hours with the clients, you know, doing the session and the edit and the sale in their houses. So I absolutely need to know that they know the prices, otherwise it could be a pretty disastrous session for me. If I was running a proper studio, I would be doing it in exactly this way, and this is the way that I run my mentor studios. Now, I hope that's clear. Let's get back to the point of this video, and let's talk about the myth of the average spend. What happens when you post an average spend on your website? Well, I was actually at a studio on the very first visit of what turned out to be a 5-year relationship with that studio, and I noticed on their website that they stated that the average client spends between £300 and £500. They were told that this was the thing to do by another mentor. Well, I ran the figures, and they were actually averaging £630 a session. So they were actually telling the potential clients a lower number than their clients were in reality spending. Jesus. Let me explain to you what happens if you put on your site that the average customer spends 600 quid, or the average customer spends, say, between 2,000 and 3,000 quid, depending where you are in the scheme of things. Even though that's probably nonsense in any case. Not in every case, but in a lot of cases. Well, someone who was thinking about spending £1,000, what do? Simple. They click away because you're too expensive. And somebody who was thinking about spending 5,000 on portraits, what do they assume? Well, they assume that you're just a small player, and they will soon lose interest. So what you're doing here is you're not just creating one barrier, but you're actually creating 2 barriers. You've created both a mental floor and a mental ceiling. It's a proper double whammy. And neither of them are going to help you in your business. People do not buy averages. They're not interested in what other people spend. What they want is solutions. When you tell them an average, you're taking the most boring, generic number possible and you're using it to represent your business. Why would you do that? You're a dream maker, you're a problem solver, and you've put yourself into a box before you've even met them or talked to them. Now, on my last video, I talked about releasing your full price list to your client, and all the information in that video is also going to apply to this one. You can watch it by clicking the link up there. If you're selling a product, that's one thing, but if you're selling a service, if you're selling a solution, an expertise, like we are as portrait photographers, your price depends on many things. Experience, the ability to solve your customers' pain points, the complexity of the session, and the impact that you make with your client, not to mention location. When you list every price publicly, you strip away all flexibility. You hand control of the narrative to the visitor to your website. And before you've had a single chance to understand what they need, right? And 9 times out of 10, they're going to make a decision based on a number instead of value, right? You're in trouble. When someone lands on your site and sees numbers, they stop thinking about outcomes. What do you think they start thinking about instead? Well, it's simple. They start thinking about cost. And the moment someone focuses on cost instead of the value that you can give and the dreams that you can fulfill for them, you are no longer in a position to explain why you're worth it. So this is my heartfelt advice. If your goal is to win better clients, clients who will love your experience, clients who will fall in love with your beautiful portraits, and clients who will possibly spend thousands in your studio, please don't turn your website into a price tag. So what do you do instead? Well, instead of just posting meaningless numbers on your website, focus on the problems that you can solve for your customers. You need to understand their needs and desires, and you have a solution for them. Tell your clients about the results that you deliver. Show case studies, testimonials, before and after scenarios, and make sure that the customer understands that your offering clearly includes the range of solutions that they need. Make it clear that you can adapt to their needs. Now this way, when someone contacts you, the conversation is about value and experience, and once you understand their situation, you can talk about pricing. A better way to talk price is to explain that you work on an a la carte menu. You simply purchase what you wish. You tell the client that our studio does not sell any silly packages that other photographers do, where you have to purchase a load of images that perhaps you didn't want or didn't need. With our simple menu, our offering, you choose just exactly what you wish to buy. If you want a large signature piece for the wall above the mantelpiece or above a settee, fine. If you want a couple of smaller desk portraits or an album, that's entirely up to you. That gives context to the client without creating a ceiling. It's an invitation to talk. It's not a hard stop to the conversation if you put prices on there. The goal isn't to be secretive. The goal is to stay in control of that conversation. So, in closing, stop posting your average spend. Stop publishing a full price list like you're selling fast food. Lead with results and solutions, not numbers. Numbers matter, of course they do, but only after someone understands the value behind the numbers. Make them curious, make them talk to you. That's how you sell. Thanks guys, and once again I am thrilled at the support that you've shown me and the channel. Now it's early days, and every like and every subscribe makes a huge difference to me. And if you're struggling in any aspect to your studio, lead generation, marketing, diary management, workflow, sales, or indeed anything else, and you need some help, well, join my group of Mentor Studios by clicking the link below to sign up for a 100% free guidance call with me and talk through the problem. Remember, one wee conversation can make a world of difference. I'll see you on the next one.